Good morning, everyone. 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Let's get on over to meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Weather Center to talk about today's forecast. No snow in the forecast, Thomas, but the city, of course, preparing now.
Yeah, it's obviously getting closer. In fact, this week is our average week for our first snowfall. But we're still only forecasting rain. It's not quite there just yet. Even with temperatures in the upper 30s, just some light rain and some mist now starting to fall across Spokane County as we continue to keep tabs on that this morning. As we move over to Doppler radar, it has started to light up in the last 2 hours here. All very light rain, definitely not umbrella worthy, but it has picked up in terms of coverage, especially from about Spokane Valley and then eastward through Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene. Looks like Rathdrum getting a decent amount of rainfall at the moment, but not going to last all day long here. Just some morning rainfall at the moment, but should be much drier later this afternoon.
As you wake up and head out the door this morning, we're taking a live look at I-90 and Freya, where you can see traffic is moving nice and smoothly here in the 6 o'clock hour. On Up with KREM, we bring you live pictures throughout the region to let you know what it looks like on the roadways before you head out the door, so you get where you're going on time. Let's get you up to speed on this continuing coverage. Earlier this morning, there was a large police presence on Spokane South Hill near the McDonald's on 29th Avenue. Police told us a person with a warrant ran away from a traffic stop. Right now, we are working to find out what the warrant was for or if police found the suspect. We'll keep you updated on this situation here on Up with KREM. Happening today, a new Trader Joe's location is set to open in Coeur d'Alene. The location is the first for the Idaho Panhandle. The new location will open on East Spokane Avenue in the former Runge's Furniture location. This morning, we now know more about what prompted last night's lockdown at Spokane City Hall. Councilmember Zach Zapone says it began with a threatening email sent from a man named Chesed Johnson. In it, Johnson threatened to have police kill him in front of City Hall. A city spokesperson says police contacted City Hall and told them to go into lockdown. Employees were free to leave with police escort. The threat also led to the cancellation of the city council meeting. So when is it going to be done?
So we are projected to complete it by the end of 2030. So yeah, that's the target.
For decades, that's been the #1 question. When will the North Spokane Corridor be finished? In our Boomtown series, we track growth in the inland Northwest. This freeway promises to alleviate congestion on arterials and get people north and south faster than any other route. With a little more than 5 years to go, I wanted to find out what's next for the NSC in the final stretch. You can hear it, and you can see it.
The finish line is in sight. I mean, you can just about see I-90 from here.
Construction on the North Spokane Corridor inching closer to completion.
I'm Terrence Lynch. I'm the project engineer for the North Spokane Corridor Design Office.
Lynch has worked on the project for the last decade. He took KREM 2 on a tour of what WashDOT is working on right now, the Spokane River crossing north of Spokane Community College.
Of course, the project here off in the distance has been underway since early 2023. So this is in season 2, and it's expected to wrap up by the end of 2025.
2025 marks a major milestone, 5 years out from the expected completion of the North Spokane Corridor.
The #1 question that I get asked is, when is it going to be done, right? Everybody wants this project to be completed so that they can have full use of it.
Lynch says they are on track for completion at the end of 2030, but admits they have a lot of work to do. Funding for the $1.5 billion project is secured for now, but there's new leadership in Olympia. So I asked Governor-elect Bob Ferguson if the North Spokane Corridor is a priority for him.
That's a key project for our state. Folks in Spokane who are listening to this know that. I used to live in Spokane. I understand that. We'll make sure that's funded.
This upcoming year, 2 projects are expected to go out for advertisement.
One of them we refer to as Stage 3, and that's actually going to build the twin bridges, so the northbound lanes and the southbound lanes between Sprague Avenue and Alki Avenue.
The other will begin the process of creating a major interchange.
We're hoping to advertise what we call Stage 2, which is going to build the partial interchange at Trent, so make the connection between the North Spokane Corridor and SR 290, otherwise known as Trent Avenue.
Lynch says these two projects should be under construction by this time next year. In the meantime, they are in the process of designing the connection to I-90, hoping to have those designs finalized in the next 2 years.
So we know where all the ramps are going to be, we know how the connection's going to look, but there's a lot of work between knowing where things are going to connect and actually putting together biddable plans that contractors can bid on and then start construction.
However, conversations are already underway for what design features will look like in the East Central neighborhood where the freeways will connect.
When you think about freeways with a lifespan of 100 years, this is infrastructure that's going to be in this neighborhood, in people's backyards for a really long time.
It's why you'll continue seeing this and hearing these sounds for a little longer.
I know they feel like it's taken a long time, and it has, but we are going to finish the project.
As a community meeting next Wednesday, November 20th at 5:30 p.m. at the Liberty Park Library in East Central. At these meetings, community members get updates on the freeway and give input on design concepts. Our Boomtown series continues tomorrow morning on Up with KREM. KREM 2's photojournalist Nathan Brand spent hours sorting through video to show us 30 years of growth in downtown Spokane.
When I got here, you did not go downtown. I mean, there was nothing going on down there.
Whatever type of store tickles your fancy, River Park Square's probably got it.
I kind of have to keep pinching myself and saying this is Spokane.
We anticipate drawing people from Idaho, from Montana, from Pullman, from Canada.
This hotel closed in June of 1985.
Come spring, you could be invited to a party in one of the hotel's ballrooms.
Jerry to the models, let the magic begin, baby. Yeah.
Spokane's newest destination is going to be hard to resist.
Starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow to see the full story. It's only a matter of time before we get our first snowfall of the season, and with that in mind, the city of Spokane will discuss their winter operations plan this morning. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live for us right now. So Brandon, tell us more about how the city is getting ready for the winter. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, we'll find out more about their approach at 10 a.m. That's when the city will be hosting a briefing on their winter operations plan. So that involves a number of things, but here's what we do know. They'll be talking about some of their plow maps, some of their different routes, and just kind of how they go ahead and approach these winter months. So that includes how they respond to light and heavy snowfall. Snow season operations officially begin on November 15th here in Spokane and run until March 15th. Public Works, the Streets Department, Spokane Fire Department, and Spokane Public Schools will all be involved in the discussion this morning. SPS actually recently reached out to students and their families about the approach for winter. They say they'll notify families by text, email, and phone call by 6 a.m. on any day impacted by winter weather about their plans. If you do not receive a message by 6 a.m., you are, quote, safe to assume school is running on its usual schedule. So as we head into the colder months, just as a reminder, you can always check the city snow plow maps just to get an update and kind of an understanding of what areas they've already cleared out. And then, of course, Spokane County also has their own plow maps as well. But for now, reporting live here in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
The Outdoor Weather Center. I took a trip outside just to make sure that we're monitoring
I gotta record
that
a bold
rainfall overall, because there have been a few very light raindrops here or there here in Spokane, but most of it is actually a bit east of here. You go from Spokane Valley through Liberty Lake, and actually the rain starts to pick up just a little bit, especially with these darker green shades that you see even through Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene and up towards Rathdrum and Hayden, all getting a light rainfall this morning. Not going to last all day here, but what we get right now, enough to certainly get the ground wet again like it was yesterday.
It's hard work, but it's worth the time and the work that we put into it. So it makes me feel good knowing that when I sit down with my family, I know that I helped hundreds of other people go home and have meals themselves.